So if there's one thing I hate more than faking a video, it's when someone literally has the resources to make an honest one, but they instead go for the publicity stunt because when you really look at it, their content fucking sucks. Wow, you spent 24 hours with a Rasta? Jamaicans aren't a fucking rare commodity that no one comes across. I can do exactly what he did with some black dude in Oregon, and you never know the difference until he dropped the accent and be like, yeah, these white people love buying weed from a guy with a Jamaican accent. I've never even been to Jamaica. But his videos aren't the problem for today. If you didn't know, the YouTuber YourFellowArab was kidnapped and released by a gang in Haiti while on his way to meet another gang in Haiti. Some would say that this was bound to happen, but when you're just a retarded YouTuber, the possibilities are endless.
And you're just a retarded YouTuber.
But when they broke the news that he was kidnapped and being held on a $600,000 ransom, there wasn't a lot of urgency out of anyone to do anything. Yeah, people were reposting it and there were a bunch of news articles covering it, but other than this one guy who said he'll be out soon like he knew this was going to be a temporary thing, no one was like, alright guys, here's where you can donate to take some pressure off the family. The only way we could have helped was apparently contacting this other YouTuber, Lord Miles, who was in direct contact with the gang, even getting this convenient message to screenshot saying, if I don't get kidnapped before then. Now, he cropped the other part of the screenshot out, but I'm sure right after that he said, and I hope he doesn't ask for a $600,000 ransom, winky face emoji. Another big fucking red flag that tells us he's blowing this whole thing out of proportion is the video someone posted of him with the leader of the gang who's on the FBI's most wanted list. They're talking in another language, so I'm not going to play the whole thing, but look at their body language and how they're acting towards each other, and you tell me if this was a situation we needed to be worried about.
Okay, ma vie blanc là, moi là. Blanc pas là, moi.
Swag. Merci, wa, parce que on prend soin de nous bien.
Ok, le monde. Là, moi, ça, je vais que je vais en plein. Ok, bon, à quoi là. Merci, frère.
When was the last time a kidnapped American was able to wear a fucking Fendi shirt while embracing the guy who kidnapped them like he just made them a part of the family? It even says he was released without ransom after the other gang leader Barbecue, who is opposed to kidnapping, convinced this guy to release him. What kind of man who is on the FBI's most wanted list for kidnapping is going to ruin his reputation for something like this without getting compensated for it? He might have stopped you from where you wanted to go, but bringing you to chill on his couch as you guys touch tips isn't kidnapping. His name is Barbecue. Just watch any war movie and you'll see that any bad guy with a stupid dumbass name like that is corrupt and dies at the end. But everything makes way more sense when Sneeko calls Arab on FaceTime and has him explain what happened to him firsthand.
What the fuck happened?
We're on our way to interview Barbecue. Confirmed. He had responded to us. We had been approved. We were on our way to interview Barbecue, and that motherfucker Lamont Saint-Just just kidnaps me. They throw us into a shack for 4 hours, and they hold a shotgun and an assault rifle to us for 4 hours in a dark trailer. And it was two crackheads. They had their fingers on the trigger, and then 4 hours later, this boss, this Lamont Saint-Just guy, shows up with 20 people, 10 of them armed. And they're just staring at me like as if I'm some money sign because I'm white.
You're blonde.
And they're just staring at me, bro. And I'm like, fuck, we're totally for sure getting kidnapped. So I started spinning, bro. I started like making these guys laugh, whatever. They didn't torture me or anything. They threw me in normally they throw people with a bag over their head and they throw them in a dark shack and feed them from under the door. Because we were so good at speaking to them, we had a good area. Like I was kidnapped in the middle of the desert for sure, but you know we were in a better situation than most would be while kidnapped.
So basically what he's saying is that when these people found out that he was a YouTuber and not just some random retard with a camera, they knew that this was their chance to get some exposure outside the fucking hellhole they live in. Because realistically, this guy might be on the FBI's most wanted list, but a Haitian gang leader with failing kidneys is less of a priority to us than finding out Obama's last name. Johnson? What also doesn't make sense in his story is that he says he didn't think he was being kidnapped until the gang leader and his men showed up.
This boss, this Lamont Saint-Just guy, shows up with 20 people, 10 of them armed, and they're just staring at me. And I'm like, fuck, we're totally for sure getting kidnapped.
Before that, being taken away to a shed by guys with fucking shotguns and assault rifles was just part of the tour. Oh, my bad. You thought we were kidnapping you? What gave you that impression? There's another clip from Sneako's stream where he explains everything I just mentioned, saying how they dressed him up like that for the video, and that they were saying that they liked him, which is why they didn't have a bag over his head. And it's like at one point he says that people are saying this is scripted because I'm smiling on the couch talking to them, like he does with all the people that he captures.
I'm like, okay, cool. And as they're driving me, they're like, we like you. That's why you don't have a bag over your head. And they took a few videos with me where I'm very excited. That's why you see some people on socials going, oh, he wasn't kidnapped. He's just chilling with the guy in his house. Yeah, well, I'm fucking surrounded by 10 dudes with guns in the middle of the desert. Of course I'm going to be friendly.
Yeah, I know
like,
that.
It's either that or...
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's either that or I get fed from under a fucking dark door. Like, yeah, I'm gonna befriend them. I know how to make the best out of the situation, but I'm still fucking kidnapped in the desert. The dude literally took a video and uploaded it. Like, the dude literally took a video like he does with all his captives and uploaded it. He dressed me today in fake Fendi. I look like a fucking woman.
That's funny because if you look this guy up on YouTube, it shows him with his other hostages and he's threatening to kill them. He didn't dress them up to make them seem like they're in better shape than when he got them. He is threatening to murder these people and he's cooking for you, but you really want us to think you were quote unquote kidnapped.
So
He cooked for me.
he cooked for you?
Yeah, at one point he cooked for me.
Was it good?
On like day 10, he brought us some goat that he had cooked for us.
He admits he wasn't tortured, he was fed well for the 15 days he was there, if you couldn't tell by how plump he was in this video and not on the ground begging for food. So I'm actually adding this part in after the fact because the homie Brion found someone who translated what the gang leader was saying in the video, and I don't know if this Arab guy is stupid or not, but this is what he literally says. These are the brothers I was holding. They were at my place. Do you see them looking like people who were kidnapped? Show them the air conditioner. See how they are chilling. You understand? Do you see them as kidnapped? So the guy who quote-unquote kidnapped them is saying that they weren't kidnapped. There's even a TikTok showing that he was drinking and smoking with them, like he was like the hostages normally do. Finding all this out just makes this tweet where he says, when you're kidnapped in the middle of a Haitian desert 60 minutes away from civilization in a concrete shack surrounded by barbed wire, you don't pray to a rainbow flag, you pray to God. All the more ridiculous than it already is because what the fuck do gay people have to do with any of this? Like, yeah, when times got really dark, I did whatever I had to do to keep myself from praying to that rainbow flag. I know I recorded this after the fact, but just know that I am staring at you in the face, excited about how fucking right I was in my first video. So technically, and we're being very technical here, but he was kidnapped. The other side being that he was going to meet with a murderous gang leader and not a kidnapping one. In my opinion, he got the better end of the deal because, if anything, the kidney disease would have taken this guy in the long run. But I know that I can speak for everyone in that when we heard he was kidnapped by a Haitian gang leader, we thought he was in a situation that not even Wyclef Jean can get him out of. Turns out he's just chilling with someone who isn't even the worst person in Haiti, even being on the FBI's most wanted list, because apparently fucking Barbecue's calling the shots. Hey, yo, just let this dude go. Alright, I'm on the FBI's most wanted list, but apparently you rank over me because your name's Barbecue. Come up with a stupider name than that and I bet you you'll rank over him. As I said in the beginning, I hate when people have the resources to make a great video, but in the end come up with something lackluster, and I know he was limited in his options, but he literally said he was able to joke around with these people to get them to like him. I would have been like, yeah, I got a tripod and a camera that shoots higher than 720p if you guys want to use that. I think that'll bring out the brown in this Fendi t-shirt you guys let me have. Again, I guess you can say he was kidnapped in the same way a parent kidnaps their child from daycare, but there was no reason this whole situation needed to get this big. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.